In today's video, I'm going to show you how you can do full-time van life for just £720 a year. Okay, it's a bold statement to make, I get it. So how can you do full-time van life for just £720 a year and have less stress? With campsites. Let's face it, campsites are great for parking, filling the water tank, for emptying your rubbish, emptying the grey waste, for topping up your drinking water, for doing your laundry, for relaxing outside your van with a Pepsi. Cheers. For emptying your cassette, for recharging your batteries. Extra long hot showers. Having a lovely lay-in. So here's the big idea. Campsites 3 times a month. Now, whoa, it will work. Campsites are fantastic. Now, I've already shown you what campsites are great for. Why wouldn't we use them? Now, it might just be because I'm a bit long in the tooth and I've been doing this so many years now, and I'm thinking, well, I want a bit of an easier life. But campsites make perfect sense. Now, all you need to do is survive 11 days off grid. And then every 11 days, you go to a campsite. Now, I said 11 days because I wanted 11 in the title. Really, it's every 10 days. If you can survive 10 days, then campsite, 10 days, then campsite, 10 days, then campsite, you're fine, you're good. You can do everything you need to do at the campsite. You can empty your cassette, you can refill your fresh water, refill your tank, you can charge your batteries, you can relax, you can have a lay-in, you can chill out outside your motorhome or outside your van with the chairs, obviously weather permitting, but you can just unwind. You don't have to rush off. You're allowed to be there. You're paying to be there, of course. Full-time van life is amazing and I love it, but full-time travel can take its toll, and stopping every now and again, even for one night, just recharges those batteries. Now, I'm sure incorporating 3 visits a month makes van life more sustainable, more balanced, less stress, more manageable, and it's a perfect mix of freedom, flexibility, yet still being off grid, still being on your terms, without all that added stress. So the goal is to last 10 days off grid. Now that means we've got to manage our power, our water, and our waste in such a way that they last 10 days before we get back to the campsite. Now, for some, that's going to be super simple. For others, that's going to be a little more challenging. Now, before we dive into that, it's going to come to no surprise, because I've said this in a video previous, van life has become harder. It's more popular. It's becoming, adopted as a new lifestyle, and by so many people, much more, than when I first started. I'm sure, as you guys are well aware, park-ups are becoming harder. There's restrictions in places. Things are costing more. It's just getting harder overall across the board, which means, some people are then leaving van life. Some people are just, don't want the stress and the strife that goes with it, and the anxiety and everything that goes with that. We want to try and make van life easier. So this is my idea. Before we jump into these hints and tips to try and help you manage and extend your resources, they're not going to be like the most comprehensive list. And if you have got any for water, power and waste, please do drop them in the comments below, because we'd love to all learn from what you're doing right now. So let's start with water. Water, you don't need a shower every single day. Now, again, I'm not trying to teach you van lifers to suck eggs. People that are doing this right now are going to go, well, it's obvious. And it is. But some people still think, some people that are new to this, lifestyle are going to think that they need to have a shower every day. You don't. You can use things, you can just have a flannel wash. You can use wet wipes. You can use fresh wipes. You don't need to have a full-on shower every single day, and that is the main usage of the water. Now, you don't need to flush the toilet every single time and keep it down for seconds and seconds and seconds, because that's just going to fill up your toilet, which we'll get to in a minute, but it's wasting your water as well. When it comes to washing up, if you clean the plates pretty quick so stains don't get stuck and dirt doesn't get stuck on the plates, it takes less water to wash them. You can clean the plates with a bit of a tissue straight to start off with, get rid of that, and then they only need a little rinse. You don't need to use loads. Now, when it comes to doing the dishes, if you are just doing 3-4 plates, some knives and forks and a couple of cups, you don't need to turn the boiler on to heat up that whole lot of water, because you're not going to be using a lot. So you can save the gas and you can save heating all that water, which then tempts you to use all that water. So all you need to do is boil a kettle. And it's the same with the tea, making a cup of tea, saving gas or saving electricity, depending on what you're using to heat the water. You only need to do a cup, and then you can put it into a flask. Like I say, these are just a few hints and tips how to save water. Most of you guys that are watching this know how to save water, and I know a lot of you are going to jump in the comments and add your own hints and tips. So let's just dig into some of them, and let's move on to power. Now, managing your power to be able to stay off grid for 10 days does come down to your system. Have you got a full system with solar panels, with alternator charging, B2Bs, power, big leisure batteries, lithium batteries, what have you? Or have you got, you know, just power banks, some little phone chargers and things like that, like an EcoFlow, for instance? Now, like I say, some of you are already doing this, so you're going to know how to manage your power, but you have to just be considerate of the weather. You don't want to be starting to use all your power and draining all your batteries, doing a big cook with an air fryer when there's 3 days of rain coming, because that's not going to allow you to recharge, and then that's going to leave you down, depleted batteries, and then you're going to be a bit, you know, down on your luck. It also comes into thinking of using your solar to its full potential. Now, if your batteries are charged by 11-12 o'clock in the morning, then you're not using, you know, there's nothing more that them batteries can do because they are completely full. So that's when I would, for instance, cook the sausages in the morning, or say lunchtime, ready for that evening's dinner, because then all I have to do is reheat them, because my batteries are full. So I want to take some power out of the batteries, let the solar recharge them for the rest of the day, and now my food is already cooked, ready for the evening. Same with your hot water, and the same with many appliances. If your batteries are full, you know, early on into the morning, in the summer this is, then you know, want to be able to deplete some of that power by using it to benefit you later on in the day. So make some ice. In my case, I have an ice maker. Cook some food, heat some water, anything like that with solar, with electricity, is great, because then the system can then recharge and you're getting something almost for nothing. Like I said, when I talk about water, if you've got any hints, tips or tricks on how to save power whilst living full time on the road, drop them in the comments below. Most campsites offer free Wi-Fi, which is great, but they're not always secure. And that's where Surfshark comes in. Now, I've been using Surfshark for many years, long before we partnered together. And I've been using them for two main reasons: to unlock geo-restricted content and to protect all my data whilst I'm out on the road. Now, it works across all my devices, so I know I'm covered all the time, which is fantastic. Now, if you want to unlock geo-restricted content and keep your data safe while using public Wi-Fi, then you need Surfshark. Scan the QR code up here, click the link in the description below, make sure you use the code URBAN, and you get up to 4 months extra free. And there's a 30-day money-back guarantee. It's a no-brainer, right? Protect yourself and unlock geo-restricted content. Now we get on to making your cassette, the toilet, lasting longer. And yes, I am sitting on my toilet right now. Now, this is one of those ones which, it's a bit of a weird thing to talk about. Sometimes people get freaked out about it. It's usually the non-Vanlifers, non-motorhomers that get quite freaked out about it. But let's be adults, right? We all do it, so let's just crack on. The best way to save your cassette is by only doing number 2s in it. Like I said, let's be adults about this. The thing that fills cassettes up super quick is toilet paper and liquid. Now, I don't put toilet paper down my cassette. I put it in a bag and then dispose of it in the bin. For one, it's an awful mess inside the cassette, and two, it just fills it up. I mean, you've seen the size of a toilet roll. That is then going to be all just stuffed up inside the cassette. The space is gone in no time. The second is liquid. Now, I use pee bottles. Granted, it's a lot easier for us gents to use pee bottles than it is the ladies, but there are things called shiwis. Now, I have no personal experience, but I know plenty of ladies out there that use pee bottles and shiwis to do their business and to extend the life of their cassette. Not putting toilet paper down and leaving liquids out and just using the toilet for number 2s will vastly extend the life of your cassette and how long you can stay off grid. It really will. Now, if that isn't an option, then maybe you need to look into carrying a second cassette. That will, again, be able to make you last a lot longer off grid. Again, if you've got any hints, tips or tricks for this subject, you know what to do. Now, I'm pretty sure people that are in this for the long haul are going to be fine surviving 10 days away from a campsite. I really am. It's not, once you're in the swing of things, it's not hard to last 10 days off grid. I know you guys can do that. I know you've got no problem doing that. But if you do need help and you are new to this, then do feel free to ask your questions in the comments below, because we all started somewhere and we are all learning and we're all still learning. So we're all here to help. Now, I know what you're thinking. You're about to ask, how much is all this? And I did shout out at the very beginning of this video, £720. So that's run through the costs. Okay, so I'm going to be completely upfront here and say this is ballpark figures. They're an average. They're just an average. Now, staying on a campsite 3 times a month, every 10 days, I'm saying it will be about an average across the board, about £20 a night for just me. That's what I think. So times that by 36, 3 times a month, 12 months, and then that'll be £720. Of course, some campsites are going to be 25, some might be 15, some might be 17, here or hereabouts. But on a whole, about £20 a night. Now, I know what you're about to shout out, there's 2 of us. I know, I get that. And that would be about £30 average a night for 2 people on a campsite. And yet I know you need memberships to a few of the clubs to go on these campsites. Again, I haven't put that in. These are very loose numbers, but they're realistic to a point. So £720 for me a year to go on campsites, ballpark, 3 times a month. And if we're running on the £30 a night for 2 people, it'll be about £1,080 for the year for 3 times a month on a campsite. Now, I don't think that's bad. Being able to go to a campsite, empty your cassette, you know the benefits. I've gone through them and I can go through them again. You empty your cassette, you refill your water tank, you empty your grey tank. You can have as many showers as you can physically fit in the time that you're there. You can do your laundry and you can relax, unwind, have a lay-in and just decompress. Because you're allowed to be there, you're paying to be there, you can make use of all the services and make van life easy again. Of course, these costs are very loose. I think I've made that abundantly clear. Now, some of you out there might be thinking, well, I don't need a campsite 3 times a month. You might only need it 2 times a month. That's fine. You might only need it once a month, but just, you know, fit it in to make your life easier. If you only need it twice a month, then do twice a month. You need it 3 times a month. Some of you might need it more, you know, to start with. That's fine. But I honestly think this is the route to make van life so easy and simple again. Because, like I've said, things are getting harder. Now, whilst some of you might be thinking that you don't need a campsite that many times a month, there might be some of you out there that think, well, I don't need electricity all the time. So you might only want to do it, you know, electricity one week, and then the next time you go there you don't have electricity, because you might be really good at managing your power. And in the height of summer you might have such a good solar system you won't need an electric pitch, so again that will save you money. And in the height of summer, if you want to try and save a little bit more money, you can opt for a grass pitch rather than a hard standing pitch. Now, it's only going to save you a couple of quid here or there, but as we know, every little helps. But these are just a few hints and tips to try and save a little bit of money. If you don't need to recharge your batteries 3 times a month, then don't opt for the electric pitch. Just opt for the standard pitch on its own. If you don't want to be on hard standing and you want to be on the grass, then opt for grass. It's flexible to you. However you want to do it, this can work for everyone. It really can, I'm sure of it. Now, we've gone through the main benefits of going on a campsite to help you, you know, make van life easier. But there's so many more benefits. I mean, just from having an extra long hot shower, how good is that? Any of you that are doing van life now or have been on extended trips in your motorhome, how much, you can't tell me you don't, how much do you enjoy an extra long hot shower when you get the opportunity because the water's, you know, free running? It's fantastic. And being able to do that, you know, twice on one visit is not, you know, not unheard of, not out the window. It's not like you're restricted to how many showers you can have. You can have as many showers and as long as showers you want when you're on a campsite, which is fantastic. Now, laundry. Laundry is another major benefit of campsites. I use Revolution washing machines quite a lot, and I get service washes when I'm in an area for a couple of days. Now, they're not cheap. The Revolution machines are really expensive now. They're getting to about 20, I think to put a load in is about £22 now to wash it and dry it. And a service wash, again, they're not too bad, but they're not cheap really compared to a campsite washing machine. Now, I was just on a campsite and it was £3 to wash and £1 for 20 minutes of drying. Even if you need to do 2 loads and then do 3 lots of drying each time for each load, that's not going to break the bank, you know. So you're saving money there, and you're doing it all in one time. Means you're getting everything done. Then you can go out and do whatever you want to do. You go back to your work. You go back to your travel. You go back to this. You're doing it all in one go. It makes it so much easier. Now, this is quite a big one. There's many people that I get questions from about being lonely on the road, how they deal with their mental health. And I'm very lucky, and I'm very, very grateful that I don't really deal with that. I'm quite a lucky person. I just don't really deal with that. A few times in my life I have, but on the whole I'm very, very lucky. But some people do struggle with that. And being on a campsite, you're surrounded by people with like-minded, you know, interests. We love going out and we love camping in our vans. You know, they might have a caravan, they might have a camper. It's all along the same vein, you know. So just walking around, you say hello to someone, you start talking. It could do wonders for your mental health, and to start talking to people and be, you know, you might make a friend. There's opportunities at these places because you're hanging around people that have similar interests to you and me. I think this is real big. Being able to rest and recharge, having the choice to have that lay-in the morning, not thinking I've got to get up early in the morning because I've got to move the van, I've got to get on the road, you know, not thinking, well, I've got, you know, I'm parked here, but is it going to be all right tonight, or anything like that. And also just the stress of full-time travel, it does take its toll. I love it and I'm not changing it, but having that peace of mind, just being able to just switch off, for even if it's just for one night, to be able to unwind, relax and recharge, I think will do wonders for people's mental health, and just for their, you know, for their happiness, you know. I mean, it's lovely not being able to move sometimes, you know, thinking, I'm good here. I can get the chair out, I can sit in the sunshine outside my van, cold Pepsi of course, and just chill out. And then you think, I don't have to wake up early in the morning, I don't have to move the van, I don't have to be off until 12. Have I just come up with the best ideas since sliced bread? Or am I barking up the wrong tree? I don't know. To be fair, I think it's a perfect balance between off-grid living, wild camping, and being able to use the system to our benefit. You know, I think it will reduce a lot of stress, a lot of anxiety for certain people. There's some that will just think, no, don't need it, and that's fine. You do you. More power to you. You know, this is a lifestyle that we can all adapt to ourselves. But I definitely think the cost of going to a campsite, say 3 times a month, is minuscule for the amount of stress and just how easy it will make van life for some people. I might just be a bit long in the tooth for this. I've done this so many years. I'm on my 9th year now. I might be just looking for an easy life. You know, this might just be me. You might all think I'm absolutely crazy, but I need you to let me know. Is it winner winner chicken dinner, or am I hitting the bricks and getting lost? Let me know in the comments below. If you've got any questions, again, drop them down there, and I'll catch you in the next one. Take it easy. Bye.